Hi, this is a short tutorial about using Flubaroo to grade formative assessments. If you watched the previous video, you have already learned how to create formative assessments in Google Forms. This tutorial is going to teach you how do I grade those formative assessments quickly and easily, and maybe even before the students leave the classroom. So let's begin. The first thing you have to do is you have to go and you have to open up your assessment from last time. Oops, sorry. So my assessment from last time was a pre-test for a Chapter 9 Algebra 2 class. And at the very top of the form, since we're in Pewaukee, we want to require our students, the Pewaukee School District login to view this form. So you want kids to be in the system. And we want to automatically collect their username, otherwise we don't know who is taking the quiz. So you want to make sure both of those boxes are checked. The other ones are optional for you to check as you go through. Once you have your form ready to go, you need to send it out. Now for a trial run, or if you're going to just test it before you send it to your students, you have to send it to a minimum of 2 people. You will want to send it to yourself because your responses will be used as the answer key. So again, to send the form, you click here and you can enter it by groups, by email addresses, by names, or you could even share the link with your students. Once they take their quiz, like I've had 4 people take their quiz, you can view your responses. I deleted 2 of them because it was just myself and Melinda who took the quiz earlier to see if it worked. And I have the results in here. And so once you have your results from really any form, you could actually grade those assessment results by going to your add-ons. Now you need the add-on Flubaroo. If you do not have the add-on Flubaroo, you obviously go down to Get Add-ons and we will search for it. So if you need help with that, please, contact again your tech coaches, your learning coaches, and they can help you get your Flubaroo add-on. I already have the Flubaroo add-on, so I'm going to keep going. Now, the first time you do this, you may have to launch the app. It's just going to make sure that it's running. And then as soon as you have your Flubaroo add-on 1, you just go through and it talks about grading your assignment. Now mine says regrade because I've graded this a few times. But you regrade the assignment. If you're doing it a second time, it will say yes. And the next thing it's going to do is ask you for points per question so that you can give a kid sort of what percentage are they getting right, or give yourself that information. You can make it worth, as many points as you want. You can skip grading, do whatever you want. I'm just going to leave them each worth 1 point. Then you continue, and the second step is selecting which one you want as the answer key. So you want to make sure that you take the quiz yourself, because you need to be able to select yourself as the answer key. And so then you hit continue. And as we're sitting here, it's just thinking. Now mine says please reload, so I just reload. And as we're talking, it's working, and it's just graded, in my case, 1 person's submissions. So it told me that they earned a total of 1 point. Again, over here is the summary. There are 3 points possible. The average, because there's only 1 person, is 1. The number of people that submitted, the number of low scoring questions, so how many did they get wrong. It tells you, again, 1 point, which is 33, 1 out of 3, the number of times they've tried it. This one you can actually email the students their results, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then this just kind of gives you the total of all the people who've submitted it. If it shows up in red, red indicates that that student scored under a 70%. So depending on how many questions, that might be an indicator to the student, oh, I need to go into a resource tomorrow, or I need to get extra help. The orange sort of boxes are letting you know it will show up talking about all the students that got less than 50%. And so as we get more submissions, those colors will change. So it gives you all that information. You could quickly see their percentages if you wanted percentages, their total points. Also, if you go back to your Flubaroo add-on, it talks about how you can email the students' grades. If you email the students' grades, it's going to ask, like, what do you want to email them? Do you want to email them the list of questions? Do you want to include the answer key? And then you can type in your message to your students as well. And it will send an email to each of those students. If it's already been emailed, that's what that little X is in there for, and you regenerate if you regrade it, the students will not get a second email because they have already received the first. So even if you have students taking it late and you want to regenerate it and resend an email, it will only send emails to students who have not previously received them. And so that's just a really easy way for you to quickly check who knew what was going on in that quiz. You can get the results in, I think it took 5 seconds, and then you're able to maybe regroup based on students that need help with question 1. It will also give you sort of an item analysis, and like all Google Forms, you can go to your form, you can go to, I think it's form. Oh, and show your summary of responses. This is great because, again, it goes through and it says, well, I can't see my images exactly, but I know for question number 1, that's the percentage of people that got question 1 right, question 2, and question 3. And I had 4 responses for this, but I deleted 2 of them from the spreadsheet, and that's why it kind of shows up those percentages in there for you. So that's how you can see more data for individual item analysis. And then they give you a number of daily responses, so you can see, like, yesterday I had none because I didn't create it until the 13th. Today is the 13th, and I had 4 responses. So again, that's just a short tutorial on how to take your Google form and grade it using the add-on Flubaroo. And again, the add-on does not exist when you're in the form part. It only exists when you're in the sheets part. And then you go to add-ons, and Flubaroo is there, and it will grade the assignments for you. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please ask your tech coaches or your instructional coaches. Thank you.